Happy Vlogmas. Sandy and I have decided to do a gender tag as a married couple. And she is a cisgender person and I am a transgender person. And we're going to see the different perspectives or different answers that we can get. And we're going to try to go through this really fast because it can tend to get long. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, question number 1. How do you self-identify your gender and what does that definition mean to you?
I identify as female and I'm cisgender, and what that means to me is that the label I was applied at birth is still the gender I identify with.
Okay. And I identify as... That's where it gets hard.
Is there a label that fits you?
No, there's no label that fits me. So I'm more on the masculine side, and I guess I identify as male, if anything, if I had to, but I'm not all the way on the binary. So, does that make sense?
What about as a trans man? Would that be a better label?
Do I identify as a trans man?
Mm-hmm.
I identify as a trans man. And that means that I was born female and my brain doesn't match my genitals that I was born with.
Right.
Basically. Okay. Question number 2. What pronouns honor you?
She, her.
Okay. And I am, to most people, I am he, him, or his. And for Sandy and Ben, I would like to be T, Tiz, and Tim. Because I don't all the way identify as he, his, and him. So.
And you think it feels funny when we...
It feels funny when you guys call me he. It really does. But when the people that I don't know or other people call me he and him, then it's fine. So that's
and you definitely don't want
no she, sure, her, no she, her, no, not at all. Describe your style of clothing that you most often wear.
On the weekends at home, I most often wear sweatpants and sweatshirts and casual t-shirts. For work, I usually wear dress slacks and a blouse. Very, very, very rarely will I wear a dress. Like a very special occasion, I might wear a dress.
And I wear, around the house, sweatpants and a t-shirt or a long sleeve t-shirt. To the gym, I wear sweatpants or shorts. Very comfortable, very casual. When I go out or go out to dinner, if it's casual, I usually like to wear a tight V-neck shirt. Like to wear tight shirts a lot. You know, I've probably gone overboard with the tightness because ever since I had my top surgery, I mean, before my top surgery, I used to wear big, blousy, the biggest shirts I could find just to hide. Extra large, just to hide those things, and now everything's extra tight. So, but I like to dress nicely, I like to match, I like to be stylish. I have Chelsea boots and Chugga boots and...
How many pairs of shoes?
And a lot, I don't know, about 100 pairs of shoes, to be honest. Yeah, so, yeah, I like to dress well. We can go on and on about clothing, but it'll take forever. So let's go on to the next question. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave?
So, up until several years ago, I wore my hair very, very short, usually, and I chose not to shave at all.
At all, yeah.
For years and years. And then I would say several years ago, I started to shave traditionally the way a lot of women shave, my legs, my underarms, mostly because that's what you prefer.
Yeah.
And grew my hair out a little longer, again, because that's mostly what you prefer.
So she would rather have short hair like me?
Well,
Would
maybe
you?
not that short,
But shorter.
but because I don't really care much how it looks, and I just didn't want to have to deal with it. Like, combing her, which I still don't want to comb or brush.
She doesn't.
No, so
She doesn't even blow dry her hair.
No.
She just gets out of the shower and
put my fingers through it.
and she's done.
Yeah, that's
I
why
have
it
more
looks-
hair products than she
That's why it
does,
looks like this, but
and I have less hair. Right. I let everything grow. I don't shave body hair. Oh, except for my back. I just started having Sandy shave my back because I don't know. I just really can't handle the back
it's
hair.
not even that bad.
What's there, what I see, it's just I don't like it.
And sometimes you trim.
And yeah, and I do trim my underarms because they tend to grow like crazy.
Enough facts for one day. Enjoy the show.
So the underarm hair, I'll trim that up, and then I'll do the typical kind of manscaping a little bit so it doesn't get so crazy. Even on my stomach, I'll shave that down so it's not like puffed out to here. Yeah. All right, next question. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What type of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any?
So similarly to how I answered the whole body hair question, up until several years ago, I really rarely wore makeup, maybe just a very special occasion, but started to wear it every day, again, because that's what you prefer. And probably also because now that I'm middle-aged, I need a little something to to make me look.
To be fair, when we first met, and I'm a year older than her, and we both, obviously, I presented as female, and we were both a lesbian couple, and I wore makeup and then I talked to Sandy about it, and I said, like she said, we were in our 40s, but, mid to late 40s, and it's time to wear just a little something. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everybody has to wear it. Not everybody has to wear makeup, but I thought it would enhance, certain features on me and on her, and it did.
But I don't wear much. I don't
No,
wear foundation or
No, she-
powder or, eyeshadow only if we're really dressed up.
Right.
My nails, I really dislike having my fingernails painted, so I don't ever do that. In the summer, sometimes I'll paint my toes for wearing sandals.
Yeah,
So-
remember I used to paint your toenails for
Yeah,
you.
you used to. You don't do that anymore.
No, I could though. I mean, I know how to do it.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing wrong with cosmetics. If I want to like hide a blemish or two, especially if going out or maybe doing a video or something like that. I believe in an eyelash curler she doesn't use an eyelash curler, and I do, and I'll use one because, why not enhance what you have, there's nothing wrong with that. I do not paint my nails. I have never painted my female nails. I have never painted, and of course I used to paint my toenails. I don't anymore. I don't think I will.
I'm pretty particular about perfumes. Most of them bother me. I don't really like them, so I tend to like more natural scents. So something citrusy I'll wear, or like a lavender scent I'll wear. Kind of light, nothing too heavy.
Mm-hmm. And me, I don't like citrusy stuff. So I wear more, I would say, woodsy smells and
Sandalwood-ish.
earthy smells and fresh linen type of smells. Those kinds of perfumes or deodorants or whatever. Okay, next question. Have you ever experienced being misgendered? If so, how often?
Actually, yes. As a teenager, I was tall and very thin, had no curves at all. even until I was maybe 17, 18. And so I remember going to church, and I would be like a greeter at church, and the old people would shake my hand and say, "Oh no, nice to meet you, young man." So yeah, that's my experience, but it hasn't happened since, I was maybe 17, 18, yeah.
Okay, and yeah, I've been misgendered pretty much off and on all my life. When I was young, my mom would keep my hair short, and because sometimes it was long, sometimes it was short, but when it was short, I didn't dress like a girl. I wore jeans and t-shirts and shorts and boy clothes, and I would be misgendered as a boy a lot. Even in my 20s, I went through stages where I had long hair, but then I'd cut it all off, and I
dressed with ties.
Dressed with ties, and I was misgendered, which really was properly gendered, but I didn't know it. And then, yes, during my transition in the early stages, it was awful, awful, always got misgendered. And I've been on testosterone now it'll be 3 years in March, and I still get misgendered on the phone. So, that really sucks. And I just got a Christmas card in the mail where I was called daughter. So, got misgendered there too. Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you?
I do experience dysphoria about my aging body. So, I'm starting to get some wrinkles. I don't mind so much the gray hair, that doesn't bother me, but the sagging skin and the age spots on my hands, I don't like those.
Yeah, so it doesn't just happen with cisgender people get dysphoria also.
It's a different type.
Different type, but yeah. Now, do I have dysphoria? I'm lucky in the sense that I don't have wrinkles or saggy skin. I'm starting to I have age spots on my face, not on my hands, but I do have that. But yes, before I had my top surgery, major top dysphoria, and now the dysphoria has moved downstairs to the bottom area, and hopefully I will get that taken care of soon. We're working on that process as we speak. And any other dysphoria that I have, Sandy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
A little bit of your hair receding here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I fear that my hair will go bald, so that kind of bothers me. But I will deal with that.
Yeah.
If
life is life.
If that happens, then
I have to deal with my wrinkles, so
I'll deal with a bald head. Next question. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option to you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have? That's a loaded question.
So I have carried 3 children. Plenty.
Don't want any more?
Very much done. The youngest is 15. The older 2 are not at home anymore. The youngest is 15, and I'm looking forward to the day where I am no longer the primary caregiver, because I just, it's hard work, so I want a little bit of a break from all the chauffeuring and the driving.
I help.
Yes.
But we both want a break.
Yes, we want to, right. But no, I love the fact that I've had children. I don't regret that. It's just been a long haul. So.
Yeah. So, I have always had, I used to call it the maternal instinct, but I always wanted to have children, and so it was a very, I hate to say it's a blessing. I'm not religious. I don't know what to call it, but when you and Ben came into my life, it was really cool because I always wanted to raise a child, and but I'm about done right now. I'm to the point where you are.
The teenage years are hard.
They're tough because he's always wanting to go. I mean, Sandy just got done driving him over to his friend's house for a sleepover. You know, it's Friday night.
It's always something.
It's always something. So
sports games and practices
and school events and doctor's appointments and dentist appointments and
orthodontist appointments.
Yeah, it's just it's always something, and we're about done. So when he, you know, it's really great that he's to the age where he's learning how to drive now. When he gets his driver's license in less than a year, that'll be great because he'll be able to take himself
right
to places and be even more independent. Than he is now, which is not very much driving wise. I mean, he can take care of himself at home,
right,
cook himself some meals and do all that kind of stuff, but can't get himself. And we live up in the sticks, so you know, if he wants to go to a friend's house, if they don't live next door or across the street,
it's a drive.
It's a drive. All right, 9. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to earn more than your partner? Who pays when we go out on dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you?
So I do feel that it's important to provide for my family. I've always felt that it was important, especially as a female, to be able to provide for myself and my family and be able to be independent. Back when I was dating, I felt strongly about either paying for myself or taking turns paying for dates, and I never wanted to be the one that was always paid for.
Right. And as for me, I agree with her, what she said. I mean,
yeah,
I
wanted to be independent. You were always independent.
I was always independent and took care of things and wanted to pay for things. But you know, when others offered to pay for me, you know, that's always a little bit uncomfortable. So I would always say, you know, are you sure? Or thank you, or I'll get the next one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, first drink's on you, second one's on me, that type of thing. Or, you know, if they're pulling out their credit card, I'll pull mine out at the same time. They might say, no, thank you, I got it. So, you know, that kind of back and forth goes on.
What about when you stopped working and we lived on my income? How was that for you?
That was really hard at first because you always said that it's our money, but I've never had anybody say it's our money. I didn't, so that was, I didn't feel like it was, you know, so that took quite a while to get used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also, I think, went through a period of time where you didn't feel like you were contributing, even though it was a mutual decision, you know, when Ben was younger, to have you stay home, and when we had the sick dogs, and
yeah,
you still had trouble feeling like you were worthy.
Right.
But I think you worked through that.
Yeah. I feel great. Please go to work. I love it. Hey, you know what? I stay busy. I really, you know, I don't just sit on my butt. I mean, I do a lot, and you know, we each have our different roles, and we each have our strengths, and
cooking is not mine.
Cooking is my thing. So.
I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan.
You know, and you know, taking care of like mowing and shoveling and stuff. So we each have our strengths, like I said.
Yeah, and our roles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And our value.
Yes. Last question. Number 10. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender?
Well, I mean, I was going to point out that even though you're obviously presenting more masculine, obviously, And I obviously present as more feminine. Our roles really don't match those expressions or presentations.
Right.
Because you do the cooking, most of the cleaning, the shopping, the errands, the child giving,
Yeah.
child caregiving.
Right.
I'm the one who fixes things at home, right?
Yeah,
I
you're
build-
handy Sandy.
Build things.
Builds things.
I
Yeah.
love power tools.
I am woman, hear me roar.
Have a lot of them.
Yes.
Um,
She takes care of the bills.
I take care of
pays
the
all
money.
pays all the bills.
I take the car for maintenance.
Yeah.
Um,
I lift the tires into the car though when
he does the heavy lifting now.
I do the heavy lifting.
But I run the chainsaw.
Right, and cuts down the trees
Yep.
in the woods, where that's her thing. And I like to do gardening. I like to cook. I like to clean, do laundry, whatever. So yeah, the roles have kind of they haven't really changed since my transition.
Right.
Since before my transition, I should say, they kind of stayed the same. So that's kind of
Good, I think. You don't have to
Interesting.
ascribe to any certain.
no, absolutely
Yeah.
not. No, so that's it. It's a bit long, but we did the gender tag. I hope you guys found that interesting to get it from a perspective of a married couple and a cisgender couple, a cisgender person and a transgender person who are married.
Genderqueer couple.
We're a gender queer couple. That's another label that is weird to me. The queer thing, the queer word.
Right, but
That's a whole nother topic.
in the current day,
It's gender queer.
yeah.
So, happy Vlogmas.
Happy holidays.
See you next time. Now what do you want to do? Another one?
No.